got a new bike. First and foremost, I want to say I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys actually help me out so much, and I want to give a specific shout out to, please forgive me if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, Opulence MTB. On one of my latest videos, he put PS Hardtail, Marin Quentin, you will thank me later. And I just want to say thank you because I was able to find this bike because of your comment. I actually was able to do a lot of research, and it just so happened that one was for sale when I was looking them up. So I just picked this up, I want to say like 3 days ago. I bought it off some dude for 1,100 bucks on OfferUp, and I think I got a pretty good deal out of it. This guy took really good care of this bike, and he built it up. He added better parts to it from when he got it, and he says he's just trying to get rid of his bike collection, so he ended up selling it, you know, to me, obviously. Let's jump into this bike check. We're rocking a San Quentin 3 size small. It's a Series 3 aluminum, which is really light. When I first picked up this bike, I was so impressed with how light it is. It's got internal cabling, which is sick in my opinion. I love bikes that have that because it just makes everything look so much cleaner. And it's got a water bottle mount. I don't know if I'm gonna throw one on there, but if I ever feel like I want to, it's there. Moving down, we have some SRAM cranks in 165, along with a SRAM sprocket 32 tooth. And the bottom bracket is dub. I believe SRAM makes it, so this whole area is just all SRAM. The bottom bracket, the sprocket, and the crank arm. For pedals, we have some Deity plastic pedals. I'm not a huge fan of the orange. I prefer some black pedals, but I will admit that these pedals feel awesome. They're super wide, so my foot just feels nice and snug on them. Moving back, we have a Shimano chain that's tied into a Shimano Dior 12-speed derailleur, and laced to the wheel is a Shimano 12-speed cassette. Back here, it's pretty much all Shimano. For our hoop, we have a Stans Flow hoop, 36 hole, and for the rear hub, it's a Shimano SLX. The cool thing about this hub is that it's so quiet. I've never owned this quiet of a hub. Let me show you guys. So that's the loudest the hub will get, but if you want it to be quiet, silent, nothing. Our tire in the rear is a Schwalbe 27.5 by 2.35 tire. Our caliper in the rear is a Avid Exo Trail, and it's biting on a Shimano rotor. I believe it's 180 in the back. Moving to our seat, we have a fabric seat. That was actually from my old bike. It came on my Commensal Clash, and I thought it just looked better on this bike than the seat that it came with, so I swapped them out. And below it is a 1-up dropper post. I'm getting used to this dropper post. Normally the dropper post on my full suspension, I have to manually put it up and pull it down with my finger because the lever's on the seat, and this one, the lever is on the handlebar, so it throws me off a little bit. It's really cool though. I like it. I'm not against it. It's just more stuff going on in my cockpit is all, but definitely more convenient. Our front wheel is a Stans Flow hoop, same as the rear, but I think they're different models, or they might be the same model. It's just that the stickers look fairly different, and that is tied to a Speed Tune wheels. I don't know if that's the brand of the hub or the entire wheel as a whole, but that's what's up front. And then we have a Suntour through axle holding it all together. Our braking system in the front is similar to the one in the back. It's an Avid Exo Trail caliper, and we actually have a SRAM rotor up front. It's 203 millimeters. Our front tire is pretty fat. It's the same brand. It's Schwalbe in the front and rear, but this one's 27.5 by 2.60. Our forks are SR Suntour forks. I believe they're 150 millimeters of travel. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're between 150 and 160. The one thing that sketches me out about these forks though is that they have a warning label that says these forks aren't intended for like downhill riding or free riding to the extreme. I don't know, I just find it kind of strange because these are the first forks that I have seen that actually put a warning label on them. These are air forks with a lockout system. I don't know what PSI is in the forks right now. I have to mess with them a little bit more and just ride it a bit more to get an idea of what PSI I want to run. We got a FSA headset and then a spike stem holding some nuke-proof handlebars. They came in like 800 millimeters, but I cut them down to 770. I normally run 780 on my full suspension, but I wanted to go a little shorter just so I can be more playful with the bike. Shifting all the gears in the back is a Shimano 12-speed shifter. We got some Avid Exo Trail brake levers. We have a green garnet dropper post lever and some Bonnager grips. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think Trek owns that brand, but yeah, I had them lying in my garage. The bike did come with some orange Deity grips, but I didn't like how squishy they were. It felt like I was touching goo. I don't know, I wasn't a fan, so I swapped them out for these, and I also like the black. I think it looks better than the orange. But that is gonna wrap up this bike check. I am so excited to have this rig in my setup right now, and I think it'll give me a different perspective on riding. It'll give me a different feel. I've never owned a hardtail. We're just gonna get a feel for this thing and try to get comfortable with it. It is a small. I'm used to riding a medium, but the small doesn't feel bad. I'm a short guy. I'm only 5'6" on a good day, and we'll just see how it goes. I think a small is what I'm supposed to be riding, but for some reason a medium just feels a lot better. But I think it's just a matter of time before I get used to this thing. It is very responsive because there's no type of lag in the rear. Like once you pop up, like you're getting all that energy just put into the rear. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just a really responsive bike. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. We'll try to make some content with this bike and give you guys an honest opinion of how I like it or what I don't like about it in the future. But until then, we'll catch you on the next ride.